popular demand. This one's not bad. It's kind of like blurry. Hey, welcome back to the Dutch and Denver podcast. I am Dutch and I am in or around Denver. Not for very long, maybe. Well, for sure. I guess it's almost time to make the official announcement, but we'll save that for a little bit later, folks. Um, I know it's been a while. I've been busy and I haven't really given a shit. And I apologize for that, but I mean, what we talk about on this podcast, it's been the same old same, man. So, I mean, you guys know my opinions about this dumb shit. Um, so I don't know if they're relevant, but tonight I do have some opinions I would like to express a little more in depth detail. Um, and then we'll talk about the most recent vacation. So, where should we start? I don't know, you guys want to start with changes? Yeah, it probably seems smarter. All right, so last podcast, which isn't on Anchor or iTunes or anything like that, because I forgot. I'll get them both up this week. That one and this one. But we talked about some changes coming, and last weekend was it last weekend? Yeah. No, the weekend before. Gator Boy NC. Dude, Phil, you changed your name? I don't think I like it, dude. I'm sorry. I liked Phil. Like I know Phil was your real name, but okay. Uh we might have actual two live viewers tonight. We have my girlfriend, hopefully. Because if she doesn't watch this, then we're fucked. And Phil. So you guys talk amongst yourself in the chat. Um okay, where was I? Oh yeah, so like the week before, well, fuck your cousin, Phil. The week before or 2 weeks before. Fuck, I don't know, man. I just got back from LA. Let's put it that way. And I spent like 4 days with her, and I'm just gonna move to LA. It trust me, she's worth it. That's what's gonna happen. But yeah, if you guys want to hear about the trip, um, I guess I can enlighten you. Let's see. First day, we kind of just hung out, and we had a pretty nice dinner together. Well, first of all, we went to from airport to breakfast, and I had bagels and a mimosa. But it was like after we were hot, like 100 degrees, so the mimosa got hot quick. But I still drank it all, obviously. Um, and then we kind of went back and checked into the hotel and um just hung out for a little bit, and then went and I hung out for a little bit. She had some stuff to take care of. And then we went to dinner at I mean it was a nice place. It was a seafood restaurant, and we had like a platter that had like lobster and oysters and clams and uh a whole bunch of stuff on it. So it was nice. Um and then we kind of just, went back and relaxed for the evening. And then the next day, like she had made plans that got canceled, but I made plans with one of my friends that I met at the wedding, Jordan, to like hang out while she was gone. But we ended up all hanging out together by the pool. And Jordan and I just caught up and had a good time with her and drank a bunch of beers. And then we went out to dinner with the rest of the group. And I don't have nicknames for us group, so I can't. I'm sorry if I ruin your names, but we'll just. You guys know about Jordan, right? Everybody else will go with code name. But we went out to Korean barbecue, and Jordan ordered like this, like this $60 bowl of blue shit, which I'm pretty sure was just like blue carousel. And if you guys don't know what that is, it's like it's blue and it's booze, but it's super sweet and it's fucking awful. But he ordered us this bowl to share, and we did. Um, and then we had to drag it to the table because it was a lot. It was a bowl of booze. And we did the Korean barbecue thing, which was good. It's not like Deji here in Denver though. They didn't have like I don't know how we didn't get any short ribs. And you didn't have like the sauce that you could put on while you're grilling it, like the base stuff. But it was still good, and we had a good time. Jordan and his girlfriend are great. I like his girlfriend a lot, like not in a weird way, but she's good people. Jordan's great people, and then my significant other is great people. Our other couple, well, you're familiar with them. Uh, Keel and his new wife. It was good to see them after the fact, and it was good to see everybody, and we had a really good time together. So then, let's see, what do we do the next day? We gotta like just hung out because I think I was supposed to leave, and much like happened at the wedding, me being in the current state that I'm in, I couldn't leave her quite yet, so I ended up staying an extra day. Um, dude, I've never been. It sucks leaving her, but whatever. So I stayed another day, and we cooked dinner for Kyle and his wife. We had steaks that I thought were pretty good. We had some New York strips with blue cheese and a balsamic reduction with mushrooms. And then for the side, we had garlic mashed potatoes and green beans. It was good. We got to hang out and relax and not do anything like going out and stuff like that. And just, we had a good night. I got to spend some quality time with um, the Jippo. And then the next day, we spent not a great deal together, but it was still special. And now I'm making plans to go back shortly. And I'm gonna end up moving out there. So that's where we're at with that. It was a good trip. It's more important to just see her and stuff that I don't know. I'm screwed. Totally head over heels, all that stuff. It will be. I don't know what we're gonna rename this, but it'll probably be like the Dutch and Denver podcast, still just like via LA. And I don't know how I'm gonna function there or anything like that. It just I don't know, man. Sometimes you do crazy shit for love, and I'm gonna do it. And I'm happy about it. Like, it sucks being away from her and all that, but we're not gonna get too mushy. We're gonna start talking about what I wanted to talk about for an hour. We'll probably touch on this later because they'll just be intertwined stories. And so as I've stated 100 times, finally the woke mob is turning on itself, and I think it's hilarious. So recently on the old Twitter machine, the LGB has been turning on the T. Um, the LGB is done with the T, and I, for one, already have said this. So if you want to go listen to the podcast, that's fine, because I've already said this, that the lesbian, gay, and bisexual don't exist if trans does. Because if trans gets rid of all everything like men and women and shit like that, you technically can't be gay anymore. Which, whoever thought that we would ever be saying, hey, you can't be gay because men and women don't exist anymore. Not like you can't be gay because, the Arabs or the shit will stone you or it's against. No, it's that you can't be gay anymore because we've literally changed the definition of men and women. So if you're a man who likes another man, those two things don't exist anymore. So you're not gay anymore. So your entire identity has been stripped of you. And they finally have had enough. If you don't believe me, go on the Twitter. These are like prominently gay people who are pissed about this, and I find it hilarious. Because finally, the woke mob who's been trying to change like 5-year-olds into trans and all that stuff are finally getting what's coming to them. It's just that the loudest voice in the room is not the Republican Party, not the conservatives. It's the gays and the lesbians. They're like, fuck this. We're not, no mas. We're out on this. This is not what we signed up for. Do not hitch your wagon to us anymore. Fuck off. I think it's hilarious. And it's only a matter of time before the other wokies eat each other. And frankly, I can't wait. Like, I think it's going to be absolutely hilarious. And I'll just sit back and say, well, I told you so. Because, yeah, see, Phil's been watching it. It's just they're eating each other from the inside out, and it's absolutely hilarious, and I love it. And maybe if you're turning on each other, this wasn't the best plan. But I would say I digress, but we never do on this podcast, do we? We're always full steam ahead. All right, I got to get something on my chest, which I've touched on before, but this isn't even political. This is just sports. I don't give a fuck about Russell Wilson. Holy hell. That little bitch, and I'm gonna have lay it on this guy hard. That little bitch is the Kardashian of the Broncos. He is famous for no reason at all. Let me say that again. No reason at all. Now, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about, Russell Wilson used to be the quarterback of the Seattle Seahawks. He was then traded to the Broncos, and immediately he has become a Kardashian. And the reason I say that is because Broncos country, as they like to be called, which I'm not sure I like that. Well, we've been that way since like 2005, Dutch. Shut up, nerd. Some of us have like day oneers in our family that were Bronco fans. Okay, we didn't move from another. Oh, we're gonna talk about that too, because I got a bone to pick with a girlfriend about this. Where you? I gotta write this down so I don't forget it. Okay, so first of all, Bronco Country has apparently like adopted Russell Wilson as the savior, which I disagree with for one inarguable fact about all this is that Russell Wilson is first and foremost a football player. Okay, his sole job is to be the quarterback of the Denver Broncos and win football games. That's it. It's funny because old Russ has never played a game for us. He's never played a Broncos game. Well, Dutch, what about he didn't even play in the first preseason game, which usually some of the starters get a little bit of time. And we're going to get deeper into that later, but he's never played a football game for us. He's not a Denver Bronco except on paper. Okay? But we're so in love with him that we've got pictures of him at Wimbledon. We have pictures of him at some dumb shit in France. We have dumb shit of him at some party in LA. All this crap that has zero to fucking do with football. Nothing. Nothing to do with football. The man has not played a single game for us. He hasn't taken a snap for us. He hasn't won a game. He hasn't lost a game. He's not a Denver Bronco yet. Sorry. You're not. And I don't fucking care how good of a person you are or how good your wife is, which, I mean, if we really want to get into this, why don't you Google his wife? I think her name's like Sarah or no, that ain't it. But whatever the fuck her name is, okay, on her latest album cover, maybe it's not an album cover, maybe it's just shoot for the album. But she's dressed just about as hoary as you could possibly be with her legs spread. Kind of like that little Kim thing from like the 90s when we were all in fucking high school. Okay? That to me doesn't scream, I'm a Christian. Yet, this nerd literally tweets shit daily about him being a Christian, and the Broncos just retweet it blindly, which again, I don't have a problem with. Tim Tebow was a Christian, he did all the kneeling. I don't give a shit. But we didn't like raise Tebow up until he won games for us and also lost a whole bunch because he's a fucking terrible quarterback. Okay. But it's just, it annoys the fuck out of me that this guy is a celebrity in Denver with who's a football player who has never ever played football for us. And a lot of people were like, "Oh, dude, if he doesn't play a preseason game for us, I'm totally fine with that." I am not. Okay, this first man's attempt at shit does not need to be a game that counts. I think he should get a couple reps in. Well, what about training camp is for pussies? I could get through training camp, guys. The NFL has watered training camp down so much that I don't think they ever go full speed. And if they do, it's with no pads, so it's not really full. I mean, it might be full speed, but it doesn't count if you don't have pads on. Secondly, if you do have pads on, you don't get to hit anyone. So training camp is about as dumb as it could fucking be. Preseason is as dumb as it could be. They don't count. I don't understand why people like this. These games don't matter. It is literally practice. And I don't like watching grown men practice. I want to see you play games that matter. If I'm going to go watch practice, I'll go watch my kids practice and then I'll yell at their coach later. I don't have kids right now, but you know what I mean. Okay? I don't give a shit about grown men practicing. That's got to be the dumbest fucking thing in the world next to fantasy football. Oh, it makes every game interesting. No, it doesn't, bitch. You know what makes every game interesting is gambling your mortgage on it. That makes games interesting. Not your little fantasy club that you've put together, because it literally is a fucking fantasy. You live in the Lord of the Rings, Harry Potter world of sports. You're a loser. This is for everyone who could never play or do anything. Well, that's just lots of guys that do it. Okay, I think they're fucking nerds. I don't give a shit. Just like I don't care about preseason, I don't care about training camp. Oh yeah, dude, he looked real good today against his own team in a controlled environment where no one can touch him. I would look good there. I mean, shit. I don't know if you guys watch this, but one of the big like video game streamers, Doctor Disrespect, he went to Niners training camp and threw a 70-yard bomb. Now, if you haven't been following this, he's been joking with Fat Boy Timmy and all his friends, like, yeah, dude, I could throw a ball 70 yards. And they were like, nah, 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 no, you couldn't. Well, he actually got to go to training camp, and I mean, he threw a 70-yard bomb. Difference is, um, it wasn't in a game. He wasn't being rushed. He didn't have a helmet on or pads or anything like that. He had his headset on, which is kind of badass. Okay, what'd you try once, Phil? What the hell's that? Phil says he tried that once. Fantasy football? Oh, don't get me wrong. I've played in leagues before. And then I realized it was fucking stupid and stopped. It's dumb. It's literally picking a fantasy team. And if you want to do that, I'm pretty sure there's a game called Dungeons and Dragons where you do that same thing. It's the Dungeons and Dragons of fucking football. It's not cool. You don't know football. Oh, okay. Yeah, Phil. I mean, did you like it? Because if you did, that's fine. I get it. Lots of people do. I think it's fucking stupid. But that's my opinion, and it's my podcast, and I can say whatever I want. So it back to Wilson. It just bothers me that he is like the golden boy that's never played a game, never taken a snap, never done anything for us. Are you guys still gonna love him when we go 0-16 or 17 now? Mm, even like the first preseason game, he's taking like a photo opportunity with his kids and his wife at the 50. Get the fuck off the field, bitch. I don't care about that. Put on a helmet and go play. You're not a celebrity to me. Now, other people, again, will be like, oh, yes, he is Dutch. We just love him so much. Yeah, because you're a transplant idiot. I don't care about anything other than winning goddamn football games. And it irritates me that other people do because that's where we've lost like sports. It only matters if you win. Now, yes, when you're 5, trying hard is important. Okay? But that's what gets you to a winning attitude. But I do not believe in trophies for everyone. Again, unless you're fucking 5 and playing T-ball. Okay? Then we can do that. But as you get older, you need to understand that not everyone wins, especially in sports. Well, actually, in the real world, too. But God, it irritates me. I don't know what to say about it. If you're on board with him, fuck you. Which that brings me also to my next point is I have a feeling that most of the people that are super on board with him are like new Bronco fans or transplant Bronco fans. Like you weren't so the way that sports fandom works is that the city you were born in, those are your teams. And I know my girlfriend's gonna hate me for this because she doesn't adhere to this, but she's a girl. What does she know about sports? If you were born in Denver, guess what, bitch? Your sports teams are where you were born. Now, there are some exceptions. Like, we all know I'm a Cardinals fan, and I can explain that to everyone super easily. When I was born in Colorado, for the first 10 or so years, we didn't have a baseball team. My parent, one of my parents, was from St. Louis. They had a baseball team. I was brought up as that baseball team's fan because my parent was in the absence of an actual baseball team. So I get a pass. If you were born in Oklahoma City, your basketball team is Oklahoma City. Okay? Now, you're free to go choose whatever other team you want. Football team. You guys don't have a football team. Pick one. Um, but I mean, personally, I believe that like you then adopt your parents' team. But you don't just get to like move somewhere and be like, I'm 50 and this is my new team. No, dude. Where were you born? You born in LA? Guess what your team is now, nerd? LA teams. You were born in New York? Those are your teams. You don't pick who you want to root for. It's you were born with it. And if your parents weren't sports fans, guess what? You don't get to be either. I didn't choose to be a Broncos fan, okay? Trust me, I did not choose to be a Broncos fan. I did not choose to be an Avalanche fan. I was born into it. Well, Dutch, what about the Avs? They weren't around when you were young. You're right, they weren't. But my dad from St. Louis didn't follow hockey. It wasn't a thing. So I was never introduced to it. But when the Avs showed up, and I mean, I watched hockey, like sports and stuff, but when the Avs showed up, that was my team. The Nuggets were always, I fucking hate basketball. The NBA is awful. I mean, it's unwatchable unless you're in the playoffs. Unwatchable. But if I have to pick a team, which I do, the Nuggets are my team. I don't get to go somewhere else. And when I move to LA with Jippo, I'm not going to become a Rams fan or a Lakers fan or a Dodger fan. No, I wasn't born there. Not my teams. It's not how that works. College, slightly different. If you went to the college, that's your team. If you didn't, okay, I don't know what to tell you. Because there's nothing more irritating than someone that just moves somewhere and they're like, I've lived here for 10 years and I'm 40 and I love this team more than anything. No, you don't, bitch. You don't know what it's like to be born into something. Phil, I agree with you. I love college basketball, man. Like sometimes during the season, it's a little hard to watch because, you know, you have like some number ones against like some zeros. But March Madness, there is few things better than March Madness. And that's in all sports. Like the Stanley Cup by far, the Stanley Cup playoffs are by far the best spectacle in all of sports. Okay? There's nothing better than Stanley Cup playoffs. And if you think differently, that's because you're an idiot and I can't help you there. But there's nothing better than Stanley Cup playoffs. Okay? That is the best of anything you could ever ask for in sports. Okay? Followed, man, probably by March Madness. Okay, it's just you have basketball on all day, every day for like a month, and it's awesome. And you got like a number one seed. Well, they don't lose the 16s often, but like a number 15 seed beats like a 2 seed. It really is March Madness. It's fantastic. Okay, it's a great part of sports. Um, MLB playoffs, they're a little slow. Okay, but the World Series is great just because of like the history involved. The NBA playoffs, it's better basketball because somebody plays some defense, but it's still not great. The finals aren't bad because they are the two best teams, but it also takes way longer than anything. And then by like the second round in the NBA, you're just like, fuck this, it's got to be over. I don't care. The NFL season, I honestly don't think it's that. It takes too long. Like one game a week for 17 weeks and then you do playoffs and stuff like that. And if your team's not in it, who cares? And then the Super Bowl has become so shitty it's not even funny. So yeah, and I mean part of me is probably biased because I've lost all respect for the NFL with their woke shit and just the dumb crap they do. Like money grabs, which you'd really that's why you add another game. It's a money grab. That's why you play the preseason on TV. It's a money grab. Yeah, Phil, you and me both, buddy. Like I might have watched, like I don't know, whatever the NBA went to. Was it Game 6 this year or something? I might have watched like the final game for Golden State to, beat the Pistons, but or not the Pistons, but the Celtics. Other than that, I just can't do it, dude. It's not like it used to be in like the late '80s, early '90s, where if you went in the paint, you might have got punched in the face once or twice. Now, if you get within 6 feet of LeBron or Steph or any of those guys, they tee you up, and it's just not even fun to watch. I mean, Michael Jordan would beat the goddamn brakes off of LeBron James because if Mike breathed on LeBron, he would flop over and pretend to have a seizure. So yeah, I totally agree with you there. Um, no, dear, our kids will be born here. I've already covered this with you. We'll fly them home for that. That's sorry. That was girlfriend saying that the kids are going to be Dodger fans and all that. No, she'll give birth here and then stay for a week, and then we'll go back to Montana where I have kidnapped her to be. But it's just being a sports fan, and a lot of people are, I'm a true fan. I love my team no matter what. No, you're dumb. Okay, I don't love my team no matter what. If they suck and they're not putting a good product on the field, and I'm not giving them any money, and I'm not watching them, that's dumb. Okay, for you to watch them just go take a shit on the field, and you'd be like, oh yeah, Broncos. No, you're a moron. Okay, that is not how sports work. Now, if you suck and you're trying, I get that. But if you're not trying, like the Rockies don't even try anymore. So how you can still be a Rockies fan baffles me beyond all baffling everything. And how you can be a Broncos fan recently with just, I mean, John Elway, love the man as our Super Bowl winning quarterback. As a GM, the guy's a fucking idiot. He can't draft to save his life. And I know we've had issues with coaches and ownership and all that. But if you're still hanging on to like every word and every game of the Broncos, you're an idiot. That's a horrible product. Okay? Like, well, goddamn, I like that cheap toilet paper that tears when I wipe my asshole and I get shit all over my fingers. But hey, I'm a real fan. No, you're an idiot. Okay? Wait till they upgrade that stuff. Quit buying crappy toilet paper. Okay? That's basically what the Broncos and Rockies are, is their shitty toilet paper. And you guys just keep buying it and getting shit all over your hands. And since you're mouth breathers, you probably don't wash your hands, you sick fucks. But that's that. So, to recap, your sports teams are where you were born. I'm sorry. It's just where it happens. Now, if you want to change, that's fine. I can't respect you. As a sports fan, as other things like the girlfriend thinks she's a Red Wings fan because, oh, we're one of the original 6 or 8 or whatever. No, dear, I'm sorry. You're 21 years old. You don't know sports. Okay? It's okay. Yeah. Old Dutchie found himself a 20-year-old in her 20s. It's like Phil. He lives, I don't know, Phil, can we, I mean, your name says where you're at, but Phil knows what his football team is. Okay? And if he doesn't, that's Phil's problem. Phil's state doesn't have a baseball team. So, Phil's dad chooses for Phil their baseball team. And this happened with Phil as a kid. And if Phil's dad grew up in the same state with no baseball team, then we go to Grandpa. And if Grandpa didn't have one, then fine. Pick whoever you want. Just know you'll be a second-class fan. Oh, God. Now she's slipping me off. That's great. It's not what you do to people you love. Just for the record, guys. You don't say hurtful things to that. I don't know. You guys want to continue on sports? I can for a little bit because, let's see here. MLB is doing an alternate broadcast tomorrow for a bad baseball game. Let me find it real quick. I didn't bookmark it, which I should have. But how do I search? Oh, search Twitter. MLB. Okay. So let's see. Lots. The point is that tomorrow for a game that I don't think anyone gives a shit about. Yeah, let's see. Seattle and Anaheim. There's going to be an alt cast, which I'm assuming. Yeah, see, Phil's a Panthers fan. And he's stuck as a. I mean, Phil, now they know what state you live in, so it doesn't matter. And if I outed you, I'm sorry, but I don't care. Phil, were you born in North Carolina? So if you were born there, that's your team, bitch. And if you were born somewhere else, then they're not your team. But yeah, Phil is a Panthers fan. He doesn't have a choice in this matter. It's just, it is what it is. All right, so back to the MLB thing. They're having an all cast, which I don't know if they're trying to do like with the Peyton thing, like the Peyton and Eli thing on Monday Night Football, which is entertaining because Peyton and Eli know a whole lot more about football than the two nerds announcing stuff. Okay, Phil was born there. He's a Panthers fan. He doesn't have a baseball team. Carolina Hurricanes are North Carolina, right? That's his hockey team. Do you guys have a basketball team? I don't think so. Those are Phil's teams. He's probably a Tar Heel fan. He's going to burn in hell for that, but he's probably a Tar Heel fan because that's where Phil was born. And that's why it works. All right. So back to the alt cast. I don't know what they're trying to do, if they're like doing a Peyton and Eli thing, but this is the lineup for this alt cast. And this is why I think baseball is failing. Um, let's see. First of all, there's like 50 of them, which that's way too many people to talk and give their stupid fucking opinions. But the first guy is Bill Nye. No, that is. Oh, Duke. Okay, we're good on Duke. My brother loves Duke, and I mean, if I'm gonna root for a player, yeah, it's Duke. Okay, so Bill Nye, and I mean Bill Nye like the science guy. Okay, what he has to say about an MLB baseball game, who fucking knows? Followed by Alex Katz. I want to say he's a minor league baseball player. Not sure though. Katie Feeney. I don't know who that is. She's a cute blonde, I guess. Caleb Green. I don't know who that is. Cameron Maben. I don't think I know who that is. Lauren Gardner, she is the redhead that used to do like Avs games. So I do know who she is just because of that. But if she didn't do the Avs stuff, I probably wouldn't know her. She's a pretty redhead that they trot out whenever they want attention. Courage JD. Guys, this guy plays video games for a living, which he's good at them. He used to be I want to say like a Call of Duty announcer, like when they did Call of Duty championships and Halo championships. He announced those. He was good at it. I don't know his baseball prowess though. We'll see. I mean, I guess if you can announce one game, Jim Nance surely can. You announce one thing, you can announce anything. Vin Scully could do it too. But Courage, I love your brother. You're no Vin Scully. So we're getting down the line. Lacey Jane Brown. Girl's got two first names. Shout out to Ricky Bobby. Another, I guess, pretty blonde. I mean, you guys know me. I'm not into blondes, so it's hard for me to. But I'm sure she has a great rack and all that. Awesome. Again, her baseball prowess. I don't know. Kenny Mayne is. I know Kenny Mayne. He's like the clown on ESPN. He does all those like stupid stories and things like that. He's like a comic on ESPN. So really fucking irrelevant. And then Joel McHale, and I know him too, but I'm pretty sure he like works for the E Network, which is like about celebrities. So that's your lineup for the alt MLB cast. And my first question is why? Like, again, I mean, if you want to attract new fans to baseball, maybe you shouldn't have that piece of shit Tatis Jr. being, suspended for 80 games after his dumbass broke his wrist on a motorcycle. Okay, that's not good for the game. Maybe you shouldn't have people like that little bitch Bryce Harper saying, "Oh yeah, baseball's boring." Fuck you, Bryce Harper. And I know he said it years ago, but I'm still mad at that. And I would punch that pretty boy bitch in the face and he would cry like a little girl. It's like LeBron. I can fight LeBron. All you gotta do is give him a little thap on the head. He'll fall over and die. Game over. Bryce Harper's the same way. He's a little bitch. But like this is not how you attract new fans, because what collectively you've put together here, I think has a baseball IQ of 11. So you're not going to introduce people to the game. You're just going to annoy them with a bunch of nonsense. And now some people might like to hear from these people. Like, I mean, Kenny Mayne's funny. I like watching Courage play games and stuff, but I don't want to hear Courage talk about baseball. I sure shit don't want to hear Joel McHale's sarcastic ass about it. Um, Bill Nye can go fuck himself. The chicks, I mean, again, we know my stance on this. Like, I know you want to get more women involved in baseball because they have that like play baseball initiative and stuff like that. But I mean, eventually it comes down to a hard truth that I'm sorry, Jenny, but no matter how good you are at baseball, you will never play in the MLB. It's just not going to happen. And I'm sorry. You're probably never going to, well, maybe some colleges, but there are differences between guys and girls. And I know it's hard for everyone to swallow, but it's true. So again, I don't know. And I don't know who Caleb Green is and Cameron Maven. I don't give a fuck what they have to say about baseball. Katie, I mean, I'm sure you got lots to say, but I don't care. So this altcast, I think, why baseball's heart might be in the right place, I think this is a terrible way of doing it. I'd rather have Pedro Martinez up there with and Ortiz in their broken English hollering about shit. At least you would know about baseball, because I don't think any of these people have ever played baseball. Like Alex Katz, let's check him out real quick. Alex Katz, because maybe he knows about baseball. I hope this isn't the same. Mm-mm. Okay, so if you Google Alex Katz, you get New York Times. But hold on a second. Maybe we have to type in baseball. Shit. Okay, Alex Katz, baseball. So, yep. Minor league player. And yeah, so again, maybe he played yeah, I don't see where he is actually played for an MLB baseball team, which again, like I don't want to rain on his parade because I mean, I'd feel bad, but I'm going to. The difference between the minors, and we can say the minors in any sport like D League basketball, minor league baseball, college football, college basketball, web.com tour, any of that stuff. The difference between that and the actual professionals like MLB, NFL, and all that is huge. Like, it's huge, man. So, I'm sure he has a lot of baseball knowledge, but I feel like he might have about the same as I do. And while I know the game really well, I can't speak for how it's played in MLB because I've never played in MLB. And I'm sure they do things a little differently. So yeah, not the way to attract fans to MLB. I think it's a gimmick, and it makes me sad that baseball, one of my true loves, has become so gimmicky. You know, like again, I don't have any problem with women in sports, okay? But women in women's sports is fine to me. But like, you know, the Rockies every once in a while let the Ginny girl announce a game, which fine. But you've never played in MLB baseball. You've never been in a male locker room, which I'm assuming is different from a female locker room. You've never played, yeah, you don't, it's not the same. Now, do I want a guy announcing the WNBA? Of course not. He's never been in a female locker room. He's never played in the WNBA. He doesn't understand the dynamics of that sport, which is absolutely different from the dynamics of the NBA. Just because one's women and one's men. And again, I'm sorry to bring this up, but we have different dynamics. Perfect example, girlfriend and I, polar fucking opposites. Men, women, total opposites. We make it work because we have an affinity for each other. But I wouldn't dare be her for a day because we're different. And I'm not sure she wants to be me for a day. And I wouldn't dare try and control her life for a day because I don't know what the fuck's going on. Same thing with like announcing sports. You don't know what the fuck's going on. Well, it's fucking research. No, you can't, man. You got to play it. Sorry. All right, let's wrap this up. I got phone calls to make and more important shit to talk about. Last thing. I guess we have to mention Trump's Mar-a-Lago raid. Guys, I at this point, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. But both sides need to come together and be like, this is getting fucking ridiculous. The guy didn't do anything treasonous. And again, what about Russia? That's already been disproven. Even the Democrats admit it now. If you're still holding on this, I can't fucking help you. Okay? The guy is an asshole. But that doesn't mean he's a traitor to the country. That doesn't mean that policy wise, and that's where I'll lose most of you, is that you have to separate Trump policies from Twitter Trump. Okay? And I know it's hard, man. But the guy had the best policies we've ever had in this country. Policies. Policies, 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 policies. Was he a dumb fuck for getting on Twitter and saying dumb shit? Yes. But the current guy says some pretty dumb shit on Twitter too. Well, I'm not sure he says it, but his account does. Okay. There's no reason for anyone to raid Mar-a-Lago. Okay? Trump does not have classified squat there. Just like Obama took, even the Republicans, Obama took, 800,000 pages, blah. Irrelevant crap. Where I have the problem is that no one raided Obama because it didn't matter. And the raid on Mar-a-Lago doesn't matter. Like, they're not going to find anything. They didn't find anything. He's not going to be tried for treason. This is all just a big show of I don't know what. Like, at this point, it's just getting fucking annoying. Leave the man alone. He is not going to run in 2024. And if he does, then fuck him. Because I don't want him to run again. He's too toxic. If he had shut his goddamn mouth and done what everyone told him to, 2024 would have been an option. But it's not an option. So I don't know what you think you're accomplishing by this. He did not take classified documents. It's not treason. We don't have any of that. Okay? You may not like him, but he didn't commit treason. He didn't collude with Russia or Afghanistan? Oh no, that's the current asshole who did that. Or did we forget about that? Because this is the 1 year anniversary of that. Is that just blocked out that, like, maybe the biggest fuck up since Vietnam was our exit out of Afghanistan? Should we talk to Uncle Joey about his treason? How he worked with them for this? Oh, no. That's what I'm saying. It's just, at this point, I think you're all idiots. I truly think you're all morons. Left, right, all of you are just so goddamn stupid. It isn't even funny. Because the right just bends over and like, oh, what's that? You want to fuck us in the ass? Okay. You don't want to use any lube? Okay, that's fine. We're cool with that. And the left is just like, yeah, we're just going to act like crazy people for a little bit. And everybody's like, oh, yeah, we're fine with that too. Like, yeah, just go nuts. You're all idiots. All right, what else should we? Is there literally anything else that could piss me off tonight? See, now my blood pressure's high, and the Jippo's gonna be super mad. Because if you fuckers give me a stroke and kill me, it's not gonna go well. All right, well, I don't have anything else to say. I guess we'll give you guys updates as this LA thing progresses. It's probably gonna go relatively quickly, just because I don't know, man. When you know, and I know, and I'm like really happy about it. So I'm just gonna take the leap and do what I do best. So yeah, near future, Dutch and Denver via LA. Let's see. Phil, the bees are doing good, buddy. It's been a couple of days, a little rough for them, just because for like 2 days it has been raining a lot. Like points of pouring rain to just like little rain, but it's been cold, man. It's like it's like 50 here right now. And bees aren't super fond of it being fucking 50. Oh, but speaking of fucking 50, my new favorite song, Phil, you need to go listen to this right now. I need you to know, Phil, I need you to let me know that you're listening. I need you to get onto whatever music app you use and do this now. And you can either, if we're still live, you can text me through the chat, or you can text me phone or Discord. You know, you have options. But Kid Rock has a new album, and one of the songs, I think it's the last one on the album, is the name of it is 50. Okay? Go listen to it right now. Put in your AirPods, or if no one's home, put it on the big speakers and just crank it as loud as you can and just kick back and enjoy. It's my new favorite song. I need to change it to 40 because I'm going to be 40 sooner than I'm 50. And at my 40th birthday, I want this song played on like repeat. And I know the wife is going to hate it, and the kids will probably be like, why does he say fuck so much? But they'll love it too. So, Phil, get on that now. You can hit me up in the Discord, because I think we're going to wrap this up, man. I'm going to probably hop on the phone with the girlfriend and talk to her for another 10 or 12 hours until I'm so tired I can't even think. But, I mean, we're at that point. Okay, so hey, I got nothing else to say. I will try and be more consistent because things are calming down a little bit, but not really. But this was fun. I never want to do this until I do it, and then it's worth it. So I appreciate everyone listening tonight. If you could do me a huge favor, find all those socials and just follow them. You don't even have to listen to them, man. Just at Dutch the Beast on Twitter, at Dutch in Denver, no I on Twitter, and just follow those. Like some tweets. I don't fucking know, man. Just help me out. Dutch in Denver on YouTube, and then when the podcast goes on Anchor and all that, like, subscribe, do all that stuff. Help me help you. Share it with your friends. Share it with people you don't like. Just share it. And until, next time, I appreciate it so much, guys. Have a good night. Bye.